Welcome back to Ian's dystopian workbench here at Pitstain Hobbies. You know what? It was kind of bothering me, and then somebody was like, "Your workbench is a disaster." And yeah, after this project, we will clean it up. We're back today with our Humvee project. Oh, yeah, she's looking good. So I started panel lining this during the week. I was a little bored. I started throwing it in here. That really made this pop. The panel liner, you know, it's for popping, and highlighting rivets. This thing has a lot of frickin' rivets. If I ran like a trivia, I'm like, how many rivets are on the M1025 Humvee? Oh my god, someone would have to literally count. There's no way you could guess. That would be an unfair thing. Being in we are over 1,000 subscribers, and we're giving away one of these awesome little Fantic screwdrivers. I like this thing a lot so far. So we got one to give away. Go to the giveaway video and follow the instrucciones there, and this could be yours. And it's a very, very, very good screwdriver. I was worried it was all hype when I ordered it. I saw a Den of Tools review on it, and you know, he liked it pretty well. Maybe it wasn't Den of Tools. It was something. But either way, yeah. So get you one. And that being said, we're back to this. We're gonna do panel lining. Oh, I never closed my panel liner. Jesus, that was almost a disaster. I had a spare, but it's not fun to spill anything on the workbench. We did actually spatter. Damn it, I just flipped over this Andy's work mat to have a clean, fresh, non-destroyed surface. Whatever. That lasted all of 10 seconds. Yeah, we're going to do panel liner. We already did the hairspray chipping with the NATO green underneath, so we got a nice effect already there. And then we're gonna do some expected things. Fuel filler. Oh, I really hit the camera this time. Fuel filler, we're gonna do oil stains dripping from like where the fuel fill is. This stuff is really nice, by the way. You all should get some of this. It's fantastic. Fantastic stuff. It really looks like oil stains. We're gonna do some desert dust wash. We're not gonna carpet bomb the whole thing, but we will strategically put some of that on there. And we've got some streaking grime, our favorite. We're also going to do some manual chipping on the road wheels here. And then, you know, obviously a lot of just stuff. You know the stuff we use already. So hang tight, and I'll be back with many complaints about how many rivets are on this thing and how much panel liner I'm going through. Be right back. Alright, just so we don't get comments that we're not showing any of the work being done, sometimes we all do that in the YouTube modeling. You know, we're like, I'm going to do this and I'll be right back, and then magic. Okay, so I'm trying to panel line these door panels. Now, I flat coat, okay? You really... Consensus amongst a lot of modelers is gloss coat before using panel liner. The reason being this. If you don't gloss coat and yet you flat coat, okay, it kinda, no matter how, I'm being less careful on purpose here. That's our excuse. No, seriously, it spreads. The panel liner kind of just like saturates the semi-porous nature of the clear, and you can see we have less than ideal results here. So all you do is just go over it with a towel, okay, and it leaves the panel liner in the actual little edges, and it gives you a nice gradient effect of panel lining. And so this door is pretty much all panel line now. This one is not. Okay, you see, it's subtle, but we build up the final look. It's multiple layers. Any one of them on their own can generally be fairly subtle, but when we add another layer, so we did our hairspray chipping, our green base, then our desert khaki mix, and then our hairspray chipping and the panel lining. It's starting to come out, you know, the door frames and panel gaps and all that. Panel gaps, that's why it's called panel line accent. Son of a, there we go, focus, Sony. This camera's pretty damn good, but I feel like I may need to upgrade at some point. However, this was not a cheap camera that my wife got me from her Christmas or birthday. And it does 4K. It's fine. I think the sound quality is way better than the GoPro. Yeah, enough rambling about that. I wanted to show you that panel lining. As far as the rivets, just tap the rivets very, very lightly. They you know, and you could use the same paper towel trick on those as well. It's a little less effective, but on things like this, especially if you flat coated, you'll get that weird spread of the panel liner into the surrounding clear coat. With gloss, it really keeps the panel liner in the groove where it wants to run. It wicks quicker, and there's less mess. I actually kind of like the effect we get, panel lining over flat, and then rubbing it with a paper towel. I feel it gives a nice effect. Feel free to call me an idiot, though. I'll be back. Okay, all the panel liner's done, and we've sealed it in with another layer of flat clear. A lot of flat clear. So this panel liner is an enamel paint, and so is the streaking grime. Did you even see that before? Yeah. This is enamel, this is enamel, and this is enamel thinner. To get the streaking grime the way we like it, we wash it with enamel, wash the vehicle with enamel wash, and then we dab on a little streaking grime, and then we kind of pull and brush it away with like a nice wide soft brush. You have to put the clear on because the enamel thinner will wash this away. So there's a lot of clearing in between stages of your weathering. Okay, let's shut the hell up. Well, sort of. Let's get to the point here. So we take clean brush in our white spirits and we wash down the area we're going to be working on. Okay, let's start with that for now. Alright, take our little brush and we're going to, don't forget to shake her up. There you go. That's like a paint jar lid dried shut. There we go. Okay, try not to get goop on your threads. It makes it much harder to open the jar. Okay, so we've got our streaking grime on here, and we're just gonna dabby, 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 dabby. Try to dab where you think stuff may start running down. So like right there, we can dab a little more in, and then edges, and it's really not an exact science. Just get her where you think there's going to be some, you know, you just want the effect. And there we go. And there we are. Your wheel wells always get really dirty. Okay. So we got that going. Now we're going to take our big soft brush and we're just going to start pulling. And you can turn the brush sideways to get different streaking effects. You start with light pressure, you know, work your way up. Sometimes you'll like kind of wipe it all away because you're picking up the enamel thinner on your brush, and if you get too much on or you're not happy with something, you can always use a little enamel thinner to re-wet the area, and that'll let you hold down better. There we go. That's looking pretty good. And we can clean that up a little bit. And we can always add a little more. You can kind of just put it wherever you want. It's pretty it's fluid. That's my modeling joke for the day. There we go. So we need to really just continue to pull the grime. Get it right up in there. And you don't have to have a million blotches everywhere, but you want it to be somewhat uniform in its dirtiness. And like, I don't like how this area came out, so we're just gonna kind of wash it away a little. There we go. There, happy little trees, all right? There you go. There's my Bob Ross impersonation for the weekend. May he rest in peace, the fine man. And we're gonna streak and grime the whole damn thing. So you saw how it's done. I'm gonna finish it up because this video would be like 3 hours long. Because I have a pretty acute ADHD sometimes, and I start on something, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I need to do something else for a few minutes. I've already got side projects going. I wasn't planning. Well, I sort of was, but either way, I raided the kitchen for something. You'll see. I'll be back. We got some streak and grime done on the other side here. ADHD side quest has just kicked in there before. This snorkel is so wrong. So this was the only plot tube I had. The blah 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 blah. What's the damn? It's the polystyrene. That's it. My polystyrene tube that I had, it was just too small. I bought it for a different purpose on a previous project. And yeah, it's too skinny. So I found these big straws in the kitchen from, I think they're from a Tervis tumbler or something like that. Has since been usurped by the Yeti as the favorite insulated drink container. So we took a piece of that straw, you see it's still blue on the inside, and we primed it, and then we painted it green, and then we put on chipping fluid, and then we put on the desert tan, and then we did the hairspray chipping on it. So it looks nice. It's actually a nice little more weathered than the earlier tube, and a tiny bit taller. Okay, so what we got to do now is there we go. Just break it off, and this fits in there pretty well. Yeah, that's okay. And this should, yep. Look at that. It's like a press fit. So we're gonna get this glued down, and then get this glued on top. And look at that. That looks damn near perfect, scale-wise. Best I could do with the materials on hand. Giant drinking straw. I was actually thinking of using a piece of this stainless steel tubing, and it's the exact same size, but much harder to deal with cutting and all that. And I need this for another project. Okay, so we're gonna get this glued on real quick, and then we'll finish streak and grime front, back, and the top. That's always the difficulter part. Streak and grime coming down a side with gravity, that's easy. Front, back, same thing, easy gravity. This sloped back on here, let's zoom out a little bit. The sloped back, pretty easy. The hood slope, not incredibly difficult. The flat roof is where streak and grime is a little more confusing to do. So I'll actually show you that part again. But yeah, there we go. Look at that. There we go. Our snorkel looks so much better. So a little CA glue and some kicker. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're almost done with our streak and grime. Now for the top, I'm doing this a little differently. We don't have gravity to make it run like it would be in real life, and then to drag the brush through it. It's just kind of sitting there, but we do have wind, and the Humvee can hit 55 miles an hour fully laden, and 70 when unencumbered by extra gear, armor, people, etc. So I'm not going to wash it in the enamel thinner. What I am going to do is a couple there. I'm just gonna put a couple spots. Now this turret ring rotates, and conversely there's hinges, hinged doors, things, and we're gonna just dab some of this stuff on there, and without doing any, like I said, extra thinner, we're just going to take our brush as dry as possible and kind of work at it. There we go. See, it sort of fudges in there. Honestly, there's no science to this. Well, unless you watch Night Shift. That guy's like grandmaster of all sorts of weathering features. But that being said, we can dab a little on the nasty cap and sort of like dry brush a little on there also. It's nuance, it's just adding a tiny bit here and there as you see fit until you're happy. A little more. The goop in the cap is kind of dried, but it gives us enough. You know, we can add a little coming off the edges here. But either way, we don't need a crazy amount, just enough to sort of blend it in with the rest of the model. There we go. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Again, you know, we're mediocre modelers in this channel, but that's the gist of it. I don't know what other weathering this thing really needs. I do have the Desert Dust Wash. I'm a little apprehensive. I'm shaking the camera. I'm a little apprehensive about putting this on there, really. I'm not sure. I did it on my IDF Centurion, and it came out beautiful, but I airbrushed it on that one. And that was like a different color. It was like a Sinai gray, Sinai green, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, we'll figure something out. We've done our wheels, same process with the except I had to brush chip them with a green mix, since there was no green underneath them, and then I did a streaking grime on there, and these are definitely gonna get desert dust on the tires. That's for sure. That's one place we're absolutely killing it with the desert dust. I'm gonna do a little test piece and see how it goes, and I'll be back. Okay, so we've washed our wheels with the desert dust wash. Now we're taking our desert dust pigment. Oh, this is so frickin' messy. There we go. I just jam it on there. So they're nice and moist. Moist. Sorry, cousin. One of my wife's cousins, she can't stand the word moist. It's a trigger word for her. Moist. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Okay, there we go. So we use the desert dust wash as a fixing agent for our pigment. Okay, we already did those. And as we've done in previous videos, now is the waiting game, also known as drinking a beer. Now I could put it in the tire treads, but I'm just gonna drive this thing in the backyard a little bit when it's done, and it's nice and silty back there. So we should get a good amount of dust in the treads anyway. Natural weathering is preferred by some and superior in some ways to artificial weathering. I liked how the desert dust wash came out, so willy-nilly I didn't need to show it, because you just take a big brush and just slather it all over the place. But you know, I did that. It gave a nice little you know, deserty hue. Look at our oil stains. That is dried. Just so you know, that's dry. That's how awesome that stuff is. It's diesel powered, so you know, diesel fuel is just goop. So there we go. So we've made a huge mess, and we'll be back when it's dry, and I'll show you what I do. All right, BRB. Okay, time for the pigment magic to happen. So we painted and weathered the rims, and we cleared them, and then we did streaking grime on the rims just like we did on the body. And then we put on the desert dust wash, just slathered it everywhere, just like we did on the body. But with the wheels, we added the Vallejo desert dust pigments generously. Apply generously. Well, these cooking recipes, you know, they say, you know, use this liberally, use that conservatively. I'm like, I'm not using those terms in my video. Generously and sparingly. That's what we're using. Generously applied. And we're just gonna, probably best to not have a fan going while you're doing this. We're gonna just vigorously, that brings up some jokes. Very Bill Burr. There we go. He was weathering vigorously when I walked into his dressing room. Let's see here. Oh, we might want to put some pigment on the body too now. This is looking really good. But we're gonna keep, is this wet? No, it's pretty dry. Toothbrush if needed. Want to really try to scrub. It's like, why'd you put all this pigment on if you're going to scrub it all off? Because this is the effect we're going for. There we go. Yeah, the wife's toothbrush has seen better days. That's okay. She'll get another one next time she goes to the dentist. It's motivation. Okay. Super dusty. Why am I wet? It's wet on... Oh, there's some... Oh, there's still probably some wet desert wash in the treads of these wheels. But we just keep doing that. And you can even use the palm of your hand. See how that polishes up? Look at that. See? Polishes up the rubber a bit. So there's the before and after. Now that's what we were after right there. Okay? Your hands are great tools. So you can, oh geez, again with the hands and the tools. Vigorously rub your tires. Oh dear, Ian. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, we haven't been demonetized for any of these shenanigans yet. And in the treads, see it got all in there? That's what we wanted. So there you go. Oh, dear. Okay, I'm tired. Woof. That was some work. So, oh, they look great. So now we just got to do the other three same way. And there we go. And you got a little bit of sheen to the tire. Okay? That is, in my opinion, just about damn near perfect. I'm sure people do it better to make it look like it was in the desert, but this is pretty decent by my standards. And you end up with the pigment, you know, caked into the little nooks and crannies, which is how it would be in, you know, ish in real life. All right, there we go. So that's done. What we also did while you were waiting is we took some regular Tamiya chrome silver and we painted it onto all the reflectors. This is going to dry. We're going to clear it real quick. Just a little dab will do you. And then we're going to dab on clear orange and clear red. That way we get a semi-reflective reflector instead of just painting it flat red or flat orange. That doesn't look nearly as realistic in my opinion. Oh, look at that, our snorkel came out great. Damn. Yeah, next time I'm building snorkels, I'm just gonna go steal some straws from the kitchen. We don't really use the Tervis tumblers as much anymore. They're, you know, those plastic double wall cups that would keep your stuff cold for a while. The Yetis are like black magic. They just keep stuff frozen forever. Okay, enough selling Yeti cups down here. I don't know why. I'll be back. Okay, painting marker lights. Like I said, I painted chrome silver in those marker lights. Not marker lights, reflectors. Jeez, Ian, get the right term. Reflectors. So, when you're building a bone stock M1025, the instructions call out, you know, standard orange and red for the reflectors. And that's fine, but it's, you know, it doesn't look as reflectory. So that is the clear orange, look at that, over the chrome silver and the chrome red. See how it looks a little more like a real reflector? Now, if you notice, I have the body sitting on its side. You don't really paint this paint on. You kind of blob it in there. You keep dabbing it and dabbing it and dabbing it and making like a puddle of it. So you can't really do it on its flat. The paint will run out. Or you could do like 75 coats like little thin coats over and over, and that's 75. But you know, 4 or 5 maybe 3 if you're lucky. So I'm just doing one side at a time. We'll let these dry. We'll flip her over. We'll do the other side, and then we got to do the rear red reflectors. So we'll just put her up on her nose and prop her up with some cans of spray cans and things to get it you know, to dry nice and level. That's what we want. We want to make like a fake lens almost. There we go. That's there's one more tip. I'm teaching a lot in this episode, I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll be back. Okay, we're letting the letting the clear red dry in the rear reflectors, and we've unmasked our red resin reflectors. Come on, turn off lights. Garage lights off. Off. What the heck is going on here? Garage lights on. Off. Ah, my app is not working. Damn it, Lutron. Come through for me. 4 lights on. Garage. There we go. There we are. I mean, obviously the camera blows out LEDs a little. You know, these are red. These are very clearly red. But yeah, those are going to be nice. Those are going to be very nice. And you can see kind of the reflection. The camera doesn't really pick that up all that well. And, oh, blinded by the light. That's in a song. Either way, so yeah, we're this is a slow process. You got 2 lenses, prop it up so they stay level, wait. Just wait. If anyone's used the Tamiya clear paints before, they take a very long time to dry. So there's that. I think this will be the end of this episode of the build. After this, we're in the home stretch. All we got to do is get the lights wired up and installed, and we're done. So that's that. I'm waiting on some 3mm warm white LEDs for the headlights. As far as I can tell, the Humvee in military service, even as recently as Afghanistan, did not have HID lights or LED headlights upgraded. It had halogen incandescent bulbs. So we need to replicate that with some warm white LEDs, which is what I try to use whenever I'm putting headlights in tanks and stuff. Warm white LEDs are my preferred bulb. Yeah, you could put the regular, you know, bright white or blue white or whatever the hell you want to call it, LEDs. It just looks wrong. Like if you're building a model of a Lexus or something, yeah, sure, go ahead. Or like a modern day Tesla, go with the bright white. They're going to look appropriate, but not for military vehicles. Don't know why they don't use incandescent, why they don't stop using incandescent bulbs and go to LEDs. They're more reliable, etc. But you know how, the government, who can figure it out? Okay, so let's just give you a quick look-see. Look at that. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So let's gently prop her back down. There we go. Okay, everyone. We'll see you next time, and we'll be doing lights in the next episode, and that'll basically be the end of the build. Yeah, here we go. Oh, hello. That's that. So, during the week when I get my LEDs in, I'll start wiring those up. No one wants to see that garbage. And it's going to be awesome when it's done. I mean, it's not going to look like a scale model, like, you know, because it's an RC car, so there's compromises, obviously, mostly underneath. A lot of compromises here, like nothing. There's no interior or any of that stuff. Somebody did mention, Jeff on out in New Zealand, he mentioned maybe like light the interior, and I said, oh, maybe like a red dome light. He's like, yeah, map light, that might be cool. We might do that. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But that's it for now. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll be seeing you.